Hey guys, it's the TheDiecastMan here, finally bringing you guys another video. Today we're not actually going to be doing a review of this car yet. What we're going to be doing is customizing it a little bit. So in the past I've done a few of these videos and they've actually done very well. So I'm going to do that same sort of style today. If you haven't seen the unboxing of this car, this is the 1/18 scale Maisto Carrera 4S of the 996 generation. They were made from 1999 to 2005, and the 4S was 2002 to 2005. So I've had this car just like a week or two or something like that, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a customization for it for you guys so you can see kind of the process with that. I'm not actually going to be painting anything today. Usually customization means that I paint something, but basically all we're going to be doing is cutting the springs or maybe even taking the springs off because I feel like this ride height is just a little bit too high for my liking for something that should be, you know, lower and sleek like the proper sports car that the 911 is. And then I think I took the front plate off right here, and I think I might be putting these like little rally lights in there. There was kind of an inspiration for a guy on Instagram. I'll put a picture up on screen that I follow that does that kind of sort of thing. So I might be doing that as well. We'll see, but definitely cutting the springs. So today I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of how I do that so you can do the same thing to your car. It's a very simple process, and I figured I'd make a video on it, and then the review will be coming once this is complete. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so diving right in the way that most of these Maistos work, and pretty much most model cars work, you got some screws on the bottom. This one looks to have, I believe, 5, so you got one on each wheel type of thing, and then you got the one in the center right there. So we'll just go right ahead and do that. Alright, so now we've got all of our screws here. We'll put those to the side, make sure we don't lose them, and then everything should just come out nice and easy. Sometimes you can just turn it over and the stuff will fall apart. Let's see here. It doesn't appear to be any more screws going on here, and it doesn't. There we go. So this is kind of interesting. The whole exhaust piece actually has to come out, and then this is like that little part underneath right here where that black trim is, and that piece actually has to come out because that's holding it in. And then there's actually 2 more screws. Wait for the camera to focus. There's 2 more screws here. I've never seen that before, but they use that to cover that up. So we'll get those out real quick. All right. So as soon as that last screw rather came out, everything kind of fell apart. This is exactly what we want to happen for this car. So we got the screws over there, and then here is our body. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do those lights or not on the front. I just don't really like the holes there, and I like the look of having the rally lights in there, so we'll see. But here's our little dash. I'll go over this whole thing more in the actual review of it, and then we've got our rolling chassis going on here. So the biggest thing today is to cut the springs, so we'll get those springs out of here, and then we'll see what we're going to do. Okay, so basically this piece, this is from the front, this piece just snaps right out, and then these kind of fall down like that, and there we go. We have one of our springs, or actually both of our springs are free now, and they kind of sit right on these little pegs, and then the wheels, that's like to hold the axles in place. Same sort of deal in the back. Of course, 911s have the engine in the back, so everything is, all the components and everything are kind of mixed up in here. There's a lot of stuff going on. So then this piece, I'm not sure how well you can see that, I'll zoom in there, and then this piece in the back pulls right out, and then we have both of our springs. So I think what I'm going to do is see how it looks without springs, and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, these springs have actually proved to be too difficult to cut, so I'm just going to disregard those and have it with no springs. It's not going to roll very well, as you can see right here, but it's going to look really good, so I guess that's where we'll leave it. So let's get these wheels on now. They go on exactly the same way that they do in the front. You just kind of match those holes up, except with the other side. It's a lot more difficult with the steering wheel, I find. You make sure that it has to be like, you know, in the right place. We don't want it on the wrong side of the car or upside down or something like that. Alright, so we've got these in here. They're very difficult to stay with the wheel going on. And then we'll put this piece, I think it went like that. Yep, and that just kind of snaps in place. Very satisfying noise. So, we don't have our springs now anymore, so we'll put those all over to the side. And then I think what we'll do is, well, we got to make sure we get the dash in too. So now that these wheels are in place, we can flip the car over, and you can kind of gauge pretty well how low the ride height's going to be, which is exactly what I wanted, because it just looked too high for a sports car, you know. So we'll have it like that. So we got our wheel in here, and then we'll take the chassis. And it's always kind of a bit of a guessing game to get it back in there perfectly with the steering wheel. But one of the tricks that I've learned after doing this for so long that I didn't even do right there is to mount the dash into the actual metal framework first. So see if I can grab it for you. So the dash is loose right here, and see how it has like a little bit of like a metal shelf in there. So we'll just press that in like that, and it just sits really nicely. And then you can kind of just pop the steering wheel. It's really difficult to see, but you can kind of just pop the steering wheel up in that little notch right there. Wait for the camera to focus a little bit. There we go. You can kind of see that, yeah. So we'll get that settled in here, and that's honestly the most difficult part about doing any of these things, is just getting that wheel back in place. It is sometimes very, very difficult. Some models make it easier than others, but right there I just got really lucky that it sat in place. And then you can kind of just very gently, because you don't want to snap it, but you can kind of just pop it up into that little notch right there. Yep, so there we are. That's gonna get that all snapped in there, and then we'll have to very carefully flip the car over. Make sure that it's all in one piece. Let me zoom out for you. And then remember how there were these two screws underneath there, so we'll have to put those two screws in. Okay, so I actually went in and just did all of the screws just for the hell of it, so you can see how much those are all in there like that. And then I wanted to illustrate, this is something I've never seen before. This is that trim piece that I was talking about before, and there's even like a little bit of hot glue on this particular one. Maybe the previous owners fell off, or I actually wouldn't be surprised if that was from the factory itself. As you know, Maisto doesn't have the greatest reputation for cleaning stuff up like that, but this piece just kind of sits into two little pegs in there. It's kind of cool. Just like that, it holds like the exhaust, you know, makes room for the two exhaust ports right there, which is our last little piece of business. So that snaps in there somehow. I think it's in just like two other little clamps. Yeah, just like that. So they don't even snap in, they just kind of like rest in there with the headers like that. And then we can turn it over, and that is a very, very low Carrera 4S. That looks so much better in my opinion compared to when it was like way up here. The back is very, very low, I'll say that. I mean, we are running literally no springs at all, but the wheels still do move, and so you can still kind of park it like that. But if you look at it from this angle, that looks a ton better in my opinion. Sits a ton better, a lot sleeker, and kind of gives it that like OEM plus kind of look. Alright guys, well I just had a little bit of a realization that's here. So you see how these the front bumper, it curves in like that right there. So basically, if I mount these lights in, they're just going to be facing down, and I'd have to use a ton of glue otherwise to get it up there. So honestly, I think I might leave it like that. I know this. I know that was maybe kind of a downer, but if you want to see the lights put on, let me know in the comments section below. I might do a separate quick video on that. Of the lights putting on. So let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. So there we go. We've taken the springs out, and that was just kind of a quick little tutorial to show you guys everything and how I do that and how to do it to your own car. I'm loving the way that this car looks now, especially in the back there. You can see that fitment is like perfect. It looks beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So that was just kind of a quick little tutorial video, just trying to make some more videos for you guys. And speaking of which, if you have any other ideas at all of any videos that don't involve me buying another model car, maybe I'll do a collection update. A couple people were requesting that. It hasn't really changed since the last one, but I might do it just for the hell of it so you guys can see it. And yeah, just let me know if you have any other ideas that don't involve me spending money of any kind of cool videos that I could put out. I'll do a review of this car. That'll be the next video that will go up on the channel. So definitely stay tuned for that. That video will be live probably sometime within the coming week. So yeah, let me know of any other ideas that you have. That pretty much wraps up this video. If you have other, I keep saying other ideas, but if you do have any other ideas about what I should do to this car, let me know. I'm not going to paint the wheels. I like the silver with the silver, but I really am loving this ride height. So now you guys can do that. Same thing to your own car. All the Maistos are the same. It's the same sort of process. So feel free, go crazy, have fun, and do stuff like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Anything you want to let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video. It's much appreciated. And subscribe, because I hopefully will be punching out some more content within the few coming weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next time, it's the TheDiecastMan signing off.